Hey guys, Miss B here with Miss B's review. Do me a favor, since you're already here, like the video and subscribe to my channel. I need those likes to really keep me in the algorithm and to keep YouTube pushing out my videos so that we can grow this community. Okay, well, this morning I had a lot of rants. But the one thing that I did want to cover first, I'm not going to review the video, so to speak, the one with Wayne and Anthony with Wayne telling Anthony how to get Shayla to agree to the paternity test. What I wanted to do was I'm going to go over the information from Google that tells you how to get father's rights in the state of Georgia. I've been saying it all along that there's a process called legitimation, and this is the only way that a father can be established. And I had one thought, and I'll try to make sure I point it out at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get into it. In Georgia, children born out of wedlock do not automatically have father's rights. So a father must legitimate the child to establish legal rights to custody, visitation, and inheritance. Mothers have sole custody until a father takes legal action. The father has to take legal action. Paternity can be established by signing a paternity acknowledgement form at the hospital or vital records office or through a court process. Legitimation is a court process required to grant the father legal rights to the child. So they have to go through that court process in order for the father to say, hey, yeah, I'm the father of the child. This is my child. Okay. I'm sorry, I keep scratching my nose. I apologize, but it was itching to the point that I can't stop it. It's on the outside. Okay, establishing paternity. Paternity acknowledgement forms, of course, you have to sign that form. A birth certificate. You can establish by a birth certificate. A father's name on the birth certificate can establish paternity for purposes of child support, but does not grant paternal rights. So what that means that if Arby's name is on the birth certificate, the only thing Shayla could ever do would be to sue him to get child support, but she could not. He has no rights to the child, so he would have no, he wouldn't be able to, he couldn't get a visitation established. He couldn't, the inheritance, Kai couldn't inherit anything from Wayne's family or, from Harvey. This is, my mind is going. He couldn't get anything. And same thing with Anthony. Currently, Anthony has no rights to Kai, period. His name is not anywhere. He has not signed out one piece of paper saying that this is my child and I'm going to take responsibility that he can inherit my stuff. The only thing he can inherit from Anthony at this point is what Anthony may leave to him in a will. But it has to be, you know how. And also the other way to establish paternity is a court order, which is an administrative or court order, can also establish paternity. Establishing parental rights, legitimation, that's the process. A father must petition the superior court to legitimate the child, a legal action which grants him rights. Custody and visitation. A legitimation petition can also include requests for visitation and custody, and which the court may grant if it's in the best interest of the child. Inheritance. Legitimation is also necessary for a child to inherit from their father or paternal relatives. So that means that you're not just the automatic heir. And Shayla talking about, oh, I got your heir, I got your heir. Baby, he's not his heir because he's not legitimately his son. So that's a big deal. It's really a big deal. It's not his son yet because it's not legitimate. So he's really not Anthony's heir yet. It has to be established. And it says the steps that the father must follow is sign a paternity acknowledgement form, and this can be done at the hospital or later at the state or county vital records office. A legitimation petition. If not married to the mother, the father must file a petition with the superior court where the child or the mother resides. Register with the punitive father registry. And this is that it's necessary to receive any potential adoption proceedings. That means that if, the mother may decide to give the child up for adoption, and if the father has already signed all those papers, she can't do it by herself. And then spending time with the child, regular contact and financial support are important, though they may not replace the legal process of legitimation. So, all that says is that, Shayla, you got to get this. This has to be done. And so my thought was, okay, so Shayla had a home birth, right? With the doula or whoever. I guess Arby signed the birth certificate. I'm guessing he must have signed the birth certificate because the baby's last name is Coley. But he didn't go through the legitimation process at all. He didn't fill out the paperwork because remember it says that if they're born out of wedlock to establish legal custody, the father in Georgia has to do this. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So you can be on the birth certificate and you might be able, you can pay child support, but you can't, you have no legal rights to the child, so you can't force visitation or anything. And on the other hand, Anthony, because he's not on the birth certificate and he doesn't have the legitimation paperwork done, the court order, he doesn't have to pay child support. He's not required to pay child support at all. He has no legal rights to Kai. So if something happens to Kai and he's in Anthony and Amber's care, the best they can do is say that they're his godparents. And that's basically it, because Shayla didn't make them his godparents. But that's as much as they could do. They're not able to say, Anthony's not able to say, this is my son and I can make decisions for him, because you can't, because your name is not on that birth certificate. So guys, finally, they decided to let it come out that they have to go to court in order to get this right. Now, Shayla's not going to be happy either way. But do we think that this is going to be her karma? Because this is where it's going to come out. Is this Anthony's baby or is this Arby's baby? And somebody got to tell Arby that he got to go through this paternity test over again. Because, on TV, on some of those Who's the Daddy talk shows, they have two men and neither one of them wind up being the father of the baby, especially on paternity court. I had seen several that neither one of the men, wow, that one lady, she brought about 4 or 5 men up in the court and none of them were the baby daddies. So, but this is going to be interesting. But I wanted to get this one out because I know I've been saying it and I think other people have been saying it also, but I kind of knew the process that they had to go through, but I wanted to make sure that I read it to you guys to let you know that, hey, there is a legal process that has to be taken, especially in Georgia, so they don't play. Like, they're not going to make you pay. They're not going to make you can pay child support and not ever had been established as the father, or you can go through the legal process and legally be established. And it's important to be legally established. And anybody out there that lives in the state of Georgia who had a child of wedlock, you know the process. So, but I was just wondering though. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, and remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will definitely see you next time.